All right, guys, I am so sorry. I just spent about 15 minutes recording a video for you, our Patreon subscribers. Another Thirsty Thursday with Adam, and unfortunately, I was using my tiny little wireless mic and recorded 15 minutes of video where I added new ounces to the infinity bottle. I talked about a certain whiskey, and it ended up not. The battery died like 2 minutes into it, and I didn't notice it. So I will tell you really quick. This is going to be a very short Thirsty Thursday with Adam. I'm kind of ticked off that I spent all that time doing that, and now I am without a video for you. So I'm going to make something really quick for you. That's this. I'm going to tell you what I added to the infinity bottle. It was, and these are all 1 ounce quantities, as always. We added the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C918. That's a 1 ounce. Obviously, I said that already. The Old Ezra Barrel Strength 7-year. The 1792 Sweet Wheat. And I believe those three are from our dear friend Caleb Olson, otherwise known as the Bourbon Badger on Instagram, at Bourbon Badger, or at the Bourbon Badger. I don't remember. Caleb, I'm so sorry. And then also the big kahuna here was the Van Winkle Special Reserve 12-year Lot B bourbon. And that one was good. We had that most recently on the podcast. The whiskey that I was drinking today, is this bottle right here. This PBR whiskey. They call it a whiskey. You know me, I've always got my PBR. I've got my beer. I love it. It's my favorite beer in the world. Will always be my favorite beer. Some of that is, to be honest with you, I've never told you this. Some of that is sentimental. My grandfather was a big PBR drinker, and I just am a PBR drinker because of that partly. And then some of that is I think it's one of the best beers you can get. So when I first heard about the PBR whiskey, I knew for sure I was going to get at least 2 bottles. I currently have 2 bottles. That's my second one right up there. So yeah, that I love this. I love the idea of this. It's not whiskey. And maybe that word there on the bottle will confuse you because you're like, well, Adam, that says whiskey. It's not whiskey. They found a legal workaround to be able to call it whiskey. They let it touch wood for 5 seconds. They are quoted as saying, if it touches wood, it's whiskey. Well, okay, legally, sure. But that's akin to saying anything with 2 wheels is a bicycle. That's not true. That's just not. There are plenty. A wheelbarrow has 2 wheels. Nope, I'm wrong. A wheelbarrow has 1 wheel. But there are carts that have 2 wheels. Wheelbarrow type things. Barrel? Do you say wheelbarrow or wheelbarrow? So yeah, it's not whiskey. It's a gimmick. This is mainly a gimmick. I've got some poured out here. I tried it. It's very grapey on the nose and alcohol forward. That's mainly it. Oh, there was something there. Hold on. I don't know. I can't identify that. But, Pabst teamed up with New Holland Brewing to put this whiskey out. And it's a valiant effort. I can see that it'd be good or be acceptable in a Boilermaker. A Boilermaker, if you don't know, that's you get a pint of beer and you drop a shot of whiskey in it and you chug the beer. I can see how PBR fanboys, such as myself, would want to do a PBR Boilermaker and have them both be PBR products. I don't do Boilermakers, so I can't say for sure. Let's taste it real quick. So here's what I'll say. It's not bad, but it's not good by any means. It's just not. It is, to me, much more like vodka than it is whiskey. I've heard some other people say that it's a lot like tequila. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on it. To me, it's not whiskey. So that's why I made the decision to not feature it on our whiskey podcast. I think it's a disservice to other things that are truly good whiskey products and products that are whiskey to feature this on our show that's about whiskey. So that's why we're going to feature it here and talk about it here. But other than that, guys, I don't have too much to say about it. It's got a little bit of that grapey taste that PBR has. Um, I'll for sure say this: do not have it in like Coke. It ruins soda. I haven't had it in a light colored soda, but I had it in Dr Pepper, and it completely ruined a Dr Pepper. And I normally like whiskey and Dr Pepper, so this however completely ruined it, and it wasn't good. So sorry guys that this is so quick, and I am also sorry that this has been so long since we've had a Thirsty Thursdays with Adam. Cole and I are working on some cool stuff for Patreon subscribers. We are working on kind of a top secret, not really top. We're working on different tiers for what you get. One of the things that we're most ambitious, the most ambitious thing we're working on, I should say, is a daily podcast episode at the $10 tier here on Patreon. So if you're at $10 or above, you would get this. We would do a daily podcast episode, and it wouldn't be both me and Cole every time. In fact, every time it would be one of us, not both of us. It would either be me, or just Cole. And it would only be tangentially whiskey related, meaning I would probably come on and talk about something I'm passionate about: storytelling, motorcycles, video editing, just different things in my life. And I would have a glass of whiskey, and I would talk about what whiskey I'm drinking and what it's doing for me that day. Cole might come on and talk about math or Philly cheesesteaks or some band he really likes, like Jimmy Eat World. Anyway, that's one of the things. It's kind of like a get to know us and like shoot the shit kind of thing, just like this is. So that's what we're working on. Thank you so much for being Patreon subscribers, and more importantly, Patreon supporters who are helping us grow this show. It means the world to me and Cole, and we love you. We hope that we are doing well, and we hope that we are doing a good enough job that you guys feel good about spending your hard-earned money on supporting the show. So, love you, peace, love, joy, and I hope that my love of spirits lifted yours.